So I was getting kind of lonely on sports, and we thought we'd bring in some life on some issues that are surrounding the world today, especially soccer. So we're going to start. We've got Hannah Cranston, who's come on here, assistant producer in the office, and we've got Hassan Piquer, who wants to be known as the artist formerly known as Bro Tip. So we're coming on, and we're going to actually talk about some issues, starting with soccer, of course, because it's the only issue I ever like to talk about. So in Saudi Arabia, women have been allowed to enter the field for the first time to watch a match which is between Western Sydney Wanderers, which they play against al-Hilal of Saudi Arabia in the AFC Champions League. It's not a Champions League, it's not even a real tournament, but I mean, to a lot of people it is a real tournament. So they can watch that game. The women of the travelling team are allowed to enter the stadium, obviously with the rules strictly in the Saudi Arabian Federation. Women of the home team will not be allowed to enter the stadium. So somewhat of a breakthrough, but still pretty distant. What do you think?
One of the things I wanted to understand about the story is if they have to be covered or not in the stadium, and I couldn't really get that from the article.
Yeah, it isn't stated here, but I don't imagine they will be, which that's just my opinion on it, because they are travelling across, obviously, Australian fans from the team. I don't understand. I mean, if they're asked to cover up, I can imagine that they would not want to.
Are they wearing their jerseys over the hijab, or are they wearing it, like, what's going on with that?
I have no idea.
What I think is interesting is that they're saying that they're going to allow them into the stadium, but they aren't allowing them visas. Like, to get a visa, a single woman from Australia has to either come with a male relative or she has to come with her husband, and she has to have proof of a marriage license. So
it's kind of like taking preventative measures to kind of put them off coming anyway, so that they don't have to come into the stadium. So we've got a couple of quotes here. Adnan Al-Moabid, did I say it right?
Yeah,
right, good. Saudi Arabian Football Federation, he's a spokesperson, came out and said that any football match under FIFA or AFC is their concern. We in the SAFF have to implement any rules or bylaws put them in this regard. So, and then he went on to state that women fans attended soccer matches in the kingdom before, and that so this issue is not something that is new to them, but in terms of us here in the western side of the world, it is still amazing that women are not allowed to go in to watch the match. And there's this combination that I like to openly say that I detest, and that is politics, influence in sports, which I hate. We just done a story on the Serbia and Albania game, which was abandoned in the 40th minute, a game I was watching, enjoying pretty well, and a drone was thrown over the field because from an Albanian political member, apparently. It's not been proven yet, and the game was abandoned because politics and history has came in to influence a game that's supposed to be fun, promote sportsmanship, promote professionalism, and teams playing against each other competitively without weapons or any other disregard.
One of the comments in the article I really loved is like, one of the guys was like, "Well, you can just watch it on TV. Women are allowed to watch it on TV. Why do they want to go to the game?
To the game and experience the game?" What do you think about it, Hannah?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're saying that they're facing a lot of like logistical issues because they have to make sure that the women are shielded from the men, which is really interesting. So I don't know how they're going to kind of change the stadium up. But to be honest, it's not like that different from, you know, games in the U.S. because a lot of single women don't go to the games in the U.S. without a male relative or a boyfriend or a
how
husband.
Into soccer do you have to be to go to Saudi Arabia to watch an AFC Championship game for, what's the name of the team again? The Waylanders?
The Western Sydney Wanderers.
The Wanderers.
Yeah, the Wanderers.
You got to be really into soccer as a chick if you want to go watch that game in Saudi Arabia.
Well, I mean, I would like to comment. I know coming from the UK, fans travel everywhere to watch their game because it's in the Champions League. I have myself travelled with Celtic to go to watch games, and it's just and there's a lot of single women in the UK who love to go to watch sports, and there probably is a lot in the US as well. This competition, I'm biased because I've watched maybe one or two games, and I've watched other Champions League affiliates in the US. I went to watch, I think it was a CONCACAF Champions League, and I had to leave after 30 minutes. I couldn't believe I was watching. But the UK version of it, I imagine there is a lot of people that travel. I can't comment on that as much. I just can comment that I still think it's an issue that has to be addressed, whether you can come follow your travelling team if you are a huge fan and go into the stadium and willingly watch it without having to change anything. It's an issue that I just don't understand as much. Don't want to delve into religion and start talking about their political views and why this can't happen. That's a subject for another matter. Maybe we'll get Jenk in here to talk about it. I think he knows more. But combination of sports and politics is a no-no for me. We've moved on. we've moved away from World War II and the Balkans conflicts and all these issues that prevent it. So let's see if maybe something can happen. We'll see how this goes, and we'll make sure to bring you updates on it. Thank you, Hannah, and Hassan. I'm not going to call you bro too.